Grace is the story of a young woman who is given a chance to come back to her life after her untimely death, and only on the condition that she becomes a deliverer of the unredeemable. So she shuffles the monsters of society off to the next life to meet their reckoning, to help keep the balance between good and evil on earth. I think what makes Grace different is that she is very human, that even though she is very much on the side of good and on heaven's mission, and on she still has to deal with the emotional and psychological effects of taking a human life, and I think for any decent human being that's a difficult thing to deal with. So obviously this is just issue one of a much larger story. We've just begun to scratch the surface of what the implications are of being a soul collector, of taking life, even for good. And I haven't even begun to take Grace into the world of everyday life, where now she has to balance the knowledge of what she does at night with the everyday challenges of just connecting with average everyday people, of having a job, of having, God forbid, a relationship, and then add to that the different subplots and stories that go with each person she's been tasked to collect to help restore the balance of good in the world, the balance of good and evil. There are so many levels that are yet to be explored, and I really wish I could dip more into that in the first issue, but it's just there's too much that has to happen to set up the story. So I'm really excited to get started on issue 2 and 3 and really dig deeper into the emotional and the psychological effects of what she does and the life that she now inhabits. And really doesn't have much of a choice. It's kind of like the blue pill and the red pill. Once you make that choice, there's no turning back. One thing that has definitely taken shape on this first issue is it started out as a very dark comic, and I think some of that will shift as we get into later issues. But initially, this first one really takes place mostly at night. And of course, like the beginning says, it always happens at midnight. So there's that constant, march of time in her life that she knows, almost like Cinderella, that nothing ever good happens after midnight. And for her, she has to work her life around that idea that at midnight, she knows that this is likely to happen almost every day. So any personal life she has, or any business life or social life, is going to have to work around that. But I do look forward to taking her into the daytime and seeing what it is she does for a living, and get to meet maybe family and some other characters that don't have a clue what's going on now that she's back to life.